Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Today is gonna be a little weird. I'm gonna preface with that right now. Sorry that it already was a little weird because I was having some network issues and some program issues that were just like deciding they needed to update right fucking now. Couldn't have updated yesterday. But I also had a couple of one more thing to finish that I wanted to finish last night and was in the middle of when our internet went out. So I'm glad we're all here. I'm glad we're all good. But today will be a little different, only because I haven't eaten dinner yet. I haven't even warmed dinner up yet. I literally have the oven preheating right now. So I will be up and down for the first 30 minutes. Once that gets up to temperature, I'm going to throw some slices of pizza in. It'll be 10 minutes for those, and then take those out, throw in another couple slices, 10 minutes for those, and we'll be good. So yeah, mukbang moment. But it's going to be like the smallest thing ever and the saddest thing ever, because all it is just like leftover DiGiorno's pizza. I was gone in Chicago last weekend. Really great trip. I had a really great time, except for the flight down, and I'll talk about that. But it meant that I had nothing in the house. So, and yesterday, things kind of fell apart a little bit. So I ended up having to just run to the local corner store and throw together a frozen pizza deal. So, incidentally, I have food now taken out of the freezer, but so yeah, no, my trip to Chicago was great. I had a really great time. Met up with friends who I haven't seen in 3 years. It was great. It was a really big event though, so it was really hard to see everybody all the time. My joke is that you get 5 seconds with everyone you know. So a lot of it was spent with the people who I was already in a rooming situation with in the hotel. So, which is fine. I had a great time with them. I'm just also going to see them in a month when they come up here. So compared to, on the flip side with the other people that I know that were there that were only going to be there, and the next time I might see them might be July. So yeah, it was a good time. While I'm waiting for more pizza things to develop, I can maybe talk about something that happened today. Kind of conflicted as to whether I should talk about this or not, but I'm going to jump forward anyway, mostly because I'm seeking advice. So feel free to put the advice here. If you're watching it later, feel free to put the advice in the Discord. If you think it's too serious, put it in the serious section of the Solarium, that's fine. But I had a little bit of a Twitter thing today. Not a feud, not quite a tiff, even just a dust up maybe at most. I am, delicately describe this, I am part of a community and fandom that skews very, very queer at this point, to the point where it is majority run and occupied by queer people. It was not always this way. It was begun by straight people with this particular interest, but over time it has become a place that is open and accepting of queer people, and queer people who've kind of stepped into a lot of leadership roles, myself included. I'm on the board of directors for Boston's local convention for this as well. So that was a beep beep beep. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. I wonder if I can just do the break button here. Will that play an ad or? Okay, we're back. 10-minute timer running. I'm going to try and explain as much as I can in 10 minutes, and then I'll have another 10 minutes while the rest of it finishes. So little Twitter dust up. I'm part of a community that's very queer at this point. Was not started that way. We do try to be very accepting of a lot of people. There is some sentiment, especially among some of the queer people there, that it's not anti-straight necessarily, but it is kind of like this is a queer space at this point. And some reactions to straight people in that space can be a little overboard. I guess we'll put it that way. To the point where they can be mean and truly not acceptable. Like, you know, using certain terms, my particular least favorite one is breeder. Things like that. Using, you know, essentially assuming that, you know, any straight person in the space is just waiting to become queer, or like doesn't know that they're queer yet. Something like that. So this, with a bit of background, I'm going to acknowledge that there are things that need to be worked on in order to truly create this a little bit more. Yeah, you see where this is going. This is not going in a great place. So you know, a lot needs to be done in order to make it slightly more inclusive in that way. But I want to make clear again that this is very queer dominant space. And because it's a very queer dominant space, it's one of the few places that queer people like myself can truly express themselves and have some little bit of power. Sometimes that power, like I said, goes a little too far and turns into something that is truly exclusionary altogether. That's not okay. But then on the flip side, you do have the little bit of like the straight women in the gay club kind of deal. The story that I like to tell in that case is that I went to Provincetown at one point to see a show of Trixie Mattel's. This was maybe the third time that I saw her there. And I had, you know, in the past, what she had done is she had done like a meet and greet for everyone. You know, you go out the back, you meet her, and you keep going, whether you have a VIP ticket or not. This year, she was doing VIP only, could do a meet and greet. So I looked into buying a VIP ticket. There were none available. And when I got there that night to see the show, in a gay resort town, a drag show by a gay drag queen, the entire VIP section was taken up by bachelorettes who were straight. All cisgender, white, heterosexual women. So at a certain point, it feels kind of like, well, you are shutting me out of a space that was kind of created for queer people. At the end of the day, as much as she is an entertainer and she wants to be broadly entertaining to a lot of different people, like, and I can't really complain too much because, again, I had already met her twice after you know, her previous shows the years before. I had met her on the street when she was out of drag. Like, I was staying there that week, so it wasn't like it was hard. But, you know, there was a certain amount of it that was like, this feels a little uncomfortable at this point. You know, this is essentially, I'm being priced out of my own space. So with all of that kind of background, I then tumble into today's Twitter discussion in the fandom was about charities. Our conventions always support a charity or two. In the past, it was always an animal-focused charity. A lot of times this was done because it was broadly appealing. And then in the recent past, it was done mostly because it was politically safe. It wouldn't cause ripples in the fandom. It wouldn't cause backlash from undesirable people, because I won't deny there are undesirable people in the fandom that we are actively acknowledging and working to either oust or just shove in the corner, you know, give them no platform so that they cannot influence things. So it was a politically safe maneuver for some time. It took quite a while for the convention that I'm on the board on, for instance, to create a split charity setup where we had two charities that we donated equally to. One would still be an animal-focused charity. We did change that from kind of police dogs because that was like not good anymore, especially after George Floyd. I was very glad to know that the previous board, it wasn't even on the board at that time, the previous board quickly voted that out and introduced a different service dog charity, which is more broad than just service dogs themselves. It's great, but then a more human-focused charity, right? And especially for the human-focused charity, we were especially focusing on BIPOC and LGBTQIA people, charities that support LGBTQIA and BIPOC people. separately and together. There is, however, now a growing sentiment, especially among queer people in the fandom, that we should be perhaps turning all of our charitable donations toward LGBTQIA and BIPOC charities, especially given the situation that these communities find ourselves in the United States at this point. So now you might be seeing where this is going. Someone who I know, who I will not necessarily say is a friend of mine. I met them very briefly last year, but they were very nice, and I really enjoyed spending time with them. We now follow each other on Twitter, and we are Twitter mutuals. Their response to someone saying something about this and saying, you know, maybe we should split charities. There was another reply below that was, I mean, I can even try and read it so that I can try and make this really clear. Where did it go? I put this somewhere. Okay. So the initial tweet, you know, conventions are a financial powerhouse to charities. We pump so much into helping animal shelters and other animal organizations. Imagine if we put that power into helping causes for human organizations. Quote retweet. I truly wish more cons would donate to their local human communities, to LGBT groups, POC rights groups, women's rights groups. Literally do 1 year animals, 1 year humans, keep switching it each year. That I can tell you right now, and I quote retweeted this. I said, you know, that's not really doable. Just because I know from the back end, swapping charities like that doesn't engender good relations with charitable organizations. So then there was a reply to that saying, you know, with LGBTQ people being under threat right now, I feel that cons should be responsible to commit to those charities. They're the fandom's base. Without them, there would be no cons. That was exactly what was said. This person, the person who I engaged with, who I consider to be a very good person and perhaps just coming at this the wrong way, misunderstanding it perhaps, said, seriously? The fandom is filled with people of all sexualities. Yes, the majority of the fandom are LGBTQ, but there are a lot of heterosexuals as well. PF the fuck. Don't say they don't exist. They should split charities. Half goes to animal organizations, half people. In that, I was like, we have to talk. Hold on. Because this isn't... I looked at this and I was like, I understand you've got some frustrations here, but you are taking what is essentially a grammatic or semantic issue and turning it into a systemic erasure issue, essentially claiming that queer people are erasing straight people from the fandom. You can't do that. That's not a thing that can happen. I'm sorry. And she claims to be an ally. She is a white, cisgender, heterosexual, able-bodied woman. She claims to be an ally to the LGBTQIA community. And I was trying to explain to her as calmly and as evenly as possible that this was not a good look. This is not good allyship. Please listen to queer people when we're saying that this is hurtful, this is painful. You are quite literally telling us that financial support from you is dependent on our acceptance of you in our space. That's not how this works. This is not a transaction. You either support us or you don't. The first couple of replies that she had were a little, how do I say, reactive. I maintained composure as best I could. I think I did a really good job. I mean, I kind of say that, like, this is one of the few skills that I really, really have that is applicable all the freaking time and is especially helpful in situations like these. I have 15 seconds. And so, you know, I tried to continue to say, like, these are the problems that we're dealing with. Yes. And, you know, don't misunderstand what's happening to you right now. A couple of people being mean to you and saying things that are, you know, not okay. Yes, they're not okay. I will be the first to explain that. I will be the first to admit that what is being said to you, because there was one person who was essentially saying that, you know, shut the fuck up kind of stuff. And I was like, that's not okay. It isn't. But do not mistake that for erasure, because that's not what this is. I'm gonna be right back. My alarm just went off. Hold on. It's so weird. Nope, wrong button. Okay, we're back. I mean, yeah, no, it's that kind of patience and that kind of you know, turning things into a teachable moment. That's really what I excel at. It's something that I'm quite literally trained to do on some level, you know, and I want to use those skills in ways that actually help the community, because otherwise I'm kind of useless. I've often said that, like, you know, in terms of being an activist, I struggle to find ways that I can be useful. I don't really have money to donate. I'm not very good at protesting because I just don't really have the stomach for it a lot of the time. You know, like, the best way that I can connect to people is the best way that I can help activist causes is connecting to people on a personal level and doing one-to-one talks, you know, turning things like this into a teaching moment, getting them to slowly come around and realize. And it's worked really well for me, especially with my family. I mean, I basically turned my grandmother into a socialist, which is great. This was a woman who voted for George W. Bush, like, and she quite literally believes that the Republican Party is destroying this country at this point. And I'm like, yeah. So, you know, at a certain point, though, I ran out of people to talk to, and I ran out of people to convince. And if this is a small way that I can do that on the internet, then, like, awesome. Right. There's a pattern of people in the majority going, these few people are hurting me in this moment, and then equate it with systemic oppression. Exactly. I've been kind of playing this over, because at one point in time, I actually truly espoused the view that smaller groups, if they were in power, you know, minorities, if they were in power, could be bigoted toward majorities when they are out of power. The biggest thing that I had on that point in the United States was, you know, pointing to moments where, and this is not quite the same thing. I don't want to fully equate this because there's more nuance to it than this. But I truly did believe at one point that white people on the Hawaiian Islands could be discriminated against by Native Hawaiians. That Native Hawaiians saying, no, you are not allowed in this space was not okay and was on the same level as white people to other people of color. It is not. It is very categorically not. Not only is it not true even on Hawaii, which is, you know, colonized, but it's also not true because outside of that space, they do not have that power. Outside of that space, when a white person walks out of there, they have full social, legal capital that goes beyond anything that the people of color on the island can have. In the same way that, you know, sure, this might be a queer dominant space for these conventions in this community. As soon as the convention ends, as soon as those queer people walk out the door, they lose any of the power and influence that they had. In the society, broader society, sure, you know, in that moment, this person who is white, cis, heterosexual, and able-bodied may feel like they are being excluded, but as soon as they walk out the door, they are in a position of extreme privilege and power. And therefore, in that small space, they have to acknowledge that, you know, maybe I don't have the power here, but that's not because I'm being excluded. It's not because there is oppression happening against me. I'm not being oppressed. It is because I am no longer the dominant majority in this space, and that makes me uncomfortable. And those are things that I'm trying to help her see. I don't know that I have succeeded, which is where I come to the question that I have. And I am posing this to all of you, knowing that a good chunk of you are very queer, and some of you are allies. So I am trying to figure out how I approach this now. She is not responding to other tweets at the moment, which I'm hoping means that she is reflecting a little bit like I've asked her to. Because again, I was really trying to point out, like, I am not angry at you. I am not attacking you. I am not canceling you. I am trying to get you to think critically about what you have said and are saying. And then really think about what the people who are coming to you with these problems are also saying. Because when a bunch of queer people are coming to you and saying that this is hurting the queer community, you need to listen. I'm hoping that that is sinking in, and I'm hoping that is why she has not spoken at this point. I am feeling somewhat tempted to reach out privately through direct messages, DMs, to offer a chance to talk some more and talk more in depth tomorrow, not today. I don't have time today. And also it's probably a good idea to let the day, like full 24 hours go by to really cool off. But I'm not sure if that's too soon. I'm not sure if that's the right approach. This is where I kind of start losing it, because normally I don't engage with people like this online. I normally engage people like this in person. And so that in-person component means that there is going to be a natural break and a natural time when we come back and we can talk about it some more. Especially when they can then reach out to me and say they want to talk out some more. In this case, I'm doing more of the outreach. I know that I'm putting a lot of legwork and emotional labor and intellectual labor on this myself. Totally fine. I am able and willing to do that at this point, which is why I'm, then asking. Does anyone have any ideas, any advice? I don't even know. I'm still planning on sticking to, like, tomorrow I DM and be like, hey, do you want to talk more about this? And really approaching it that way. Like, do you want to talk more about this? I would really like to help you make this more of a teaching moment for you to understand why people were upset at you. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on them with whatever they're doing, whether that's work or school. I'm not sure. I don't know that much about their life outside of this. So that's fair. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the timing was a really big thing, and whether reaching out was even a good idea or not. Those were kind of the questions that I had on that front. Oh, and I have 1 minute and 45 seconds. What more can I talk about on this topic before we can just break and go to the game? But yeah, that was definitely an interesting part of my day. Interesting part of the day. I did not expect that to happen, and I did not expect this was. I also want to like really clarify too that this was not big in any way, shape, or form. Her original post at the time that I was, corresponding back and forth to her had 3 replies. Of those 3 replies, only 1 was negative. The other 2 were trying to engage her in good faith. The one that was negative, she then later quote retweeted and kind of took as evidence of a larger issue. And I hate to say it, but that was also something that was very bad. It was quite literally the cis white het oppressor thing to do. It's literally taking a small sample of someone being mean to you and blowing it up into a whole systemic issue, which it is not. I will not say, however, that there are not systemic issues that she may be affected by in the fandom. Sexism is definitely up there. Even though it is queer, it is also still very cis male and masc dominated, and therefore sometimes women find themselves on the end of misogyny. That is not okay. It's something that's pretty common in a lot of queer spaces that have a lot of gay cis men or masculine identifying people that traffic in masculinity. That is something that needs to be worked on, and something that I think we're doing a pretty good job of. Final beat. We're done. All right, give me a sec. We'll be right back on pizza. Okay, we're back for real this time, and I should probably try to fix my webcam. It's a little wonky looking, isn't it? Let me see. Gain is... white balance is off, that's why. Again. Okay, we're gonna leave it here. I think this is okay. Okay, let me see. I mean, thank you, Witchy. Yeah, no, they're hard conversations. They really are. And it is a lot of emotional and intellectual labor, kind of like I said. It's just, I am in a headspace where I can do that, especially right now. And so anything that I can do to try and help that, especially, is a good one. And yeah, gatekeeping problems are definitely a thing in this community for sure, Ragnarok. Like, I cannot deny that there are lots of gatekeeping issues beyond just sexism. There's classism, fair amount of racism. The fandom, as much as it is very inclusive in a lot of different ways, still skews very much cis and white, cis white and homosexual at the very least. But even gay straight men or gay white men have a lot of work to do, like especially when it comes to women in spaces, or people who are not born with penises. It's complicated. So there's a lot of work to do, but that does not equate to some of the things that she was kind of making it seem like it was a problem for. So, and yeah, no, bisexual and asexual erasure is a real thing. I mean, that's one of the things that is frustrating about this, is that, she is a heterosexual, not bisexual, not asexual, not something in the community itself. She is truly an ally. And it's really difficult looking at this and not thinking, you are an ally. That does not make you a part of the community, right? Like, you cannot co-opt our oppression because you're not part of this community. Whereas bi erasure, asexual erasure is a truly big problem in queer spaces, especially when, there's a presumption that is made based on who is being dated at the time. I certainly am somewhat guilty of that myself. I struggle sometimes to let myself look past who someone is dating. Oh, that's fun. Bot or not? Question mark. I mean, Vandera, if you would like to say something else, then perhaps I may let you stay. But otherwise, you might find yourself blocked in a few moments. Just FYI. Definitely not clicking on any. Don't click on. I mean, there are no links. Thank goodness. But do not open anything that person said. I quite will nuke this in a few moments if they don't respond. So yeah, it's complicated, and there are definitely some erasure issues in queer spaces, and like I said, I struggle to some extent, especially when it comes to bisexual and pansexual people. It is sometimes hard not to look at someone who is either cisgender or cis-presenting, very, very cis-presenting, who is in a straight appearing relationship and not, see them as straight, and not, and I have to check myself sometimes and say, you don't know that. You don't know who they're attracted to. You don't know anything about their sex life. You don't know anything about their romantic life. Do not make those assumptions. And yeah, things like that at pride parades. It's not okay. It's not okay. End of story. I mean, bi people have just as much, should take just as much space as any other people in the LGBTQIA community. There's a B in there for a reason. And we can't impose heteronormative monogamy on people either. Not to say that if you go for that, it is a bad thing, but again, seeing a bisexual person in a straight appearing relationship, I cannot make assumptions about their sexuality or their sex life. I cannot make assumptions about their relationship and what it entails. I can't make assumptions about who they are attracted to, potentially beyond the person who they are dating. And sometimes it requires me to check myself on that. The one thing that I am very glad of for a lot of the bi people that I know is that when they are either in a straight appearing relationship for, a long time, or a marriage, they are hyper aware of the fact that even though they are bisexual, they are currently trafficking in privilege. Where I feel for them especially is when they feel like that is easier than dating someone of same sex or similar gender presentation, that then they take on a lot of the issues of the queer community that we have to deal with, but also don't get the support from the queer community that should be there. And asexual people, especially, I don't know why people have an issue with asexual people. I really don't. I don't understand it. And I don't mean that to say that I don't understand the struggles, because I do understand the struggles to some degree. I can't, fully, truly, because I am not ace myself. But I do not understand why queer people have a problem with ace people existing in our spaces. That's doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Come on. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard. Right. You just haven't met the right person, or you're just hiding it for a little while. And I feel kind of bad a little bit to some degree, although, not totally, because I was telling people that I was asexual for a long period of time. Throughout all of high school and undergrad, I would tell people that I'm asexual, mostly because I wanted people to leave me alone. I hadn't really figured out that I was totally gay yet. I mean, I hadn't really figured out what those feelings were yet, and I didn't spend a lot of time focusing on it. I was focusing very much on schoolwork instead. But at the end of the day, I wanted people to give me space and leave me alone. So I thought that was the way to do it. If I just told them that, they would leave me alone. And then they kind of flipped around and, yeah, it was like, you just haven't met the right person yet. You'll meet her eventually. And I'm like, well, okay. No, but okay. Again, I didn't know I was gay at that point. I hadn't really examined the feelings. I just knew I was questioning and didn't really have the right words to say that, and didn't feel that whatever that was acceptable. I was supposed to be straight. And so I was trying to just get people to leave me the fuck alone so I could focus on getting good grades, damn it. Anyway, delete that. Oh, good. Okay, sorry. A friend of mine texted me with a pretty important update. Yeah, no, it's changing. Our concept of it is very fluid. It's not, I wish people could understand some more of that, to be honest. And it's difficult to get people to understand that. I mean, one of the friction points with my grandmother that I still have is that she struggles with pronouns. She struggles with they, them pronouns, especially. To some degree, my roommate has these struggles as well, though her struggle is that it's a grammatical issue. And I mean, the grammar of it can be debated to the end of time. The fact of the matter is that our language doesn't have a neutral pronoun that is solely meant for singular use. Then again, there are European languages that also mess with that. I think of, say, German, that has a moment. It has a neutral pronoun. It has a neutral form of address, I guess I should say, that is identical to other forms of address that are gendered. So it's confusing. I think just our languages are not necessarily moving at the pace that our understanding of gender and sexuality are, and that's creating some friction here. I see. Yeah. I mean, with my grandmother, she is kind of like surrounded by me all the time, and so I have to talk about my friends, and my friends do have they them pronouns, and I do have to talk about a little bit of that. And I'm like, I understand you might not necessarily understand how it works, but it's not your place to understand how it works so much as to understand why they want it, and then do your best to just give them what they're looking for. Well, yeah, that's the thing. And that's actually where I've been able to make progress with her. It's still difficult just because she's learning a new concept. It's very, very unfamiliar to her, and that's a lot to work through. But like, I focus in on, like, they are asking respectfully for you to show them respect in this particular way. And just in the same way that you may, show respect to someone from another country, another culture, by doing things that they do a specific way. If you go into a Japanese person's house, you take off your shoes, regardless of whether you normally wear yours around the house or not. It is not your space. It is theirs. It is a cultural custom. It is a sign of respect. It's not something you do, and it's not something you have to be, completely understanding of. So I'm gonna go ahead and block that person. How do I do this? It's been a long time since I've had to boop. Bot banned. That's really lovely. Oh, that's really good. Having people reach out to that kind of support is really great. Honestly, it's a really good feeling too. Because you feel like you can give a lot of that direct support that, either you received or you didn't receive. And either way, it feels good. It feels good to pay it forward, but it also feels good to put out some positivity and love into the world that maybe you didn't necessarily get. And I don't know. I just think that generates really positive feelings in me when I do it too. So, Anyway, we're going to take a very left turn right at this moment because we've talked a lot about this. I really do appreciate all of your observations and your help with this. This has been really good. Thank you very much for talking to me about this. Completely out of left field, I have a new feature to show you all before we start the stream. This is literally the last thing that we'll do, and then we will jump into it, I promise. I do know that this is a relatively short game. I think we will be able to finish it in 2 streams regardless. However, I have finally gotten around to finding a way for you all to spend your copious channel points. If you look at the little channel point thingamabob, you should be able to select one of currently, I think, 3 stickers. They have different redemption things. They should do fun things like this. Nancy, it's locked. We've got everyone's favorite. This is really cursed. I'm so sorry, but also. And finally, of course, there's more to work on for sure. But yeah, inside jokes, these stickers, the biggest problem that I was running into with trying to make this work was I found a lot of different extensions and applications that let you do these for bits. Now, if you haven't actually done bits on Twitch yet, they are a currency. You actually have to pay for them. And while I definitely would love having more money and such, I also wanted to make it something that more people could have access to. And in fact, at one point, I would like to start adding some that just require a text input instead of any channel point whatsoever, so anyone can come in and do it. I just wanted to also put some things for the channel points because y'all have too many. Y'all have way too many. So, I know that this is not going to be... You're not going to be able to spend them down very quickly. And you will have to please tell me if like you are earning these faster than you can spend them. But yeah, this is a way that you can spam some memes at me. I can do it too as well. I can trigger them pretty much anyway, and I will probably oh my god. I will probably start mapping them to my stream deck so I can just fire them off when I find it appropriate. One of the nice things about being a streamer on your own channel is that I have unlimited channel points, so I can literally do anything I want on that front. It took so long to get this going. I'm so happy that I managed to start. And that's what I was working on last night when I got cut off. So anyway, new stream feature, fun dumb stuff. I love fun dumb stuff. They're sometimes the best things. So again, in the memes channel in Discord, I guess I will say, add your suggestions. Any suggestions that you have, any memes that you want to see put on there, I will do my best to make them happen. They do have to be relatively short, like that Code 31 hardcore Disco Elysium one is probably the longest that I will let it go, no more than 10 seconds. And the other ones are like, 2-3 seconds long. So things with a little voice clip, things that are just like dumb stuff. Like I said, it's also a work in progress. I do want to start changing around some of these stickers a little bit. The hardcore sticker, for instance, I would love to have like actual big visual effects all around the screen. Literally just go full dumb. But I'd probably up the channel point cost or something like that, so it doesn't happen too frequently, or maybe impose some kind of limits, because I can do that as well. I can impose limits so they don't get spammed. But yeah, there we go. Yay. Anyway, I am going to find a way to make this start. I don't think you all understand, too, how difficult some of this was to throw together. The Nancy Drew It's Locked thing was by far the easiest. It was really easy to find someone who had made a meme, like, YouTube video which just said, "It's locked," and that was it. Downloaded it, threw it up, problem solved. the Amber one, getting the sound clip where he says Amber was really hard. I actually had to open up the game and record myself playing it. If you actually listen carefully when you play the Amber one, you actually hear the music in the background. I did my best to try and remove it as much as possible, but I was like trying to speed run sections of it. And then on top of that, every time he picks up a piece of amber, he says a different line, right? Like he says, you know, amber or a piece of amber or like other stuff like that. And I wanted one of the most like ridiculous ones. I wanted him just being like amber. So I had to do it multiple times to get the right recording. It was very frustrating. Yeah, no, there's an audio component with every one. I wonder if you're unable to hear it with the desktop audio off. Huh. Let me try. Like if I play this right now, there should be a Nancy Drew. It's locked. Oh yeah, no, it's just playing for me, I think. Ah, okay. I mean, if I switch over to the in-game thing, you should be able to hear it. Like now that we're here, if I go ahead and play it again. Oh, wait a minute.
It's locked.
Yeah.
It's locked.
It's locked. Actually playing. Hopefully you could hear that one. I mean, I can hear it perfectly fine. So now that I know that it is a desktop audio thing, I might have to tweak my settings a teeny bit here. Let me get Beacon Pines fired up here. Amber. Amber. I don't know what's happening. I hope it's not gonna... Oh, don't start right away. Shit. Game capture. Hopefully that's good. There was no menu, it just threw me into this. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know what's about to happen. This is a totally new game to me. Very excited about this. It's cute, apparently horror as well. I am a little worried about the horror one. So here we go.
Dear reader.
Can I keep going?
Allow me to introduce you to my book.
Okay, so we've got a narrator. Dear reader.
Though it might at first appear like many books you've come across, it is far from ordinary. You may, therefore, have some misunderstandings about its nature. The story that awaits you has not been fully told. In fact, its conclusion is not yet known, even to myself. It is in that way that my book is special. It is in that way that you are special.
Oh ho ho.
Without you, there is no story.
So wait, am I the author or are you the author? I'm confused.
Chapter 1. Normal isn't what it used to be.
You can say that again.
This is a story about change. Nestled in a shallow valley is the town of Beacon Pines. Far from the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, a young boy walks alone at dawn.
Oh, look at him go!
Luca Van Horn, and like you,
Ha.
reader, he's here for a reason.
He's a deer and his name is Luca Van Horn. Cool. Oh, look at his little go! Look at him go! Okay. Alright, not fully voiced. Okay. Well, his dad's dead, so welcome to Disney. Aww. Well, this is already really fucking sad. Best friend time?
Rollo Rollo was Luca's closest friend.
Yep, called it.
He possessed many fine qualities, but subtlety was not one of them.
I mean, or tact, apparently.
Rollo finally noticed the tears welling in his friend's eyes.
Yep, took him a while. Oh shit, his mom's dead too? Shit. This really is a Disney movie, holy fuck. Why is the name not Bambi? I mean, probably copyright. Oh, not dead. Oh! Good! Okay. Well, I'm depressed. I don't have little bits of tears in my eyes, I promise. It's not, that's just, you know, it's the dim light. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Tickle. What's that?
Wonderful! I had a good feeling about you from the moment you opened my book.
Okay.
That charm is a very special thing. Very special. Keep hold of it for now. Its purpose will reveal itself soon enough.
Whoop. Okay. Can I get all of them? Nope. Okay, fine.
Rollo looked to the side suspiciously.
They. Hmm. Oops. Oh boy. Your grand wigs me out. Okay. All right, so full small town mentality. Good. Love that. Oop, shit. My bad. Just trying to explore a little. Do I explore? Is that even a thing? Guess not. Okay.
Dear reader, forgive me for this interlude. Remember that charm you found in the dandelion patch? There are more of those special charms to discover throughout Beacon Pines. They've been known to reveal themselves to those who are willing. Some of them can be found in this very house.
Curious.
Dusty knickknacks.
The art style for this is fucking adorable.
Gran had moved in. The house was more peaceful, more orderly.
Hi, Digishell. Thanks for coming by. Hope you feel better, though.
And more covered in flowery fabric. One of his father's old stethoscopes. Luca had spent countless hours listening to anything and everything with it. Not for years, though.
Ponder. Okay. He just slides up. Good.
Had already lit the fire. She kept a warm house, as if by grandmotherly obligation.
Do I go upstairs, I guess? Maybe?
Luca paused at his parents' bedroom door. He just wasn't ready to go in yet. Gran had commandeered the upstairs closet when she moved in. Some things need shelter from a young boy's mischief, she said.
Ooh, hide.
Luca tossed on his favorite old sweater. Even though it was the first day of summer, a chill still hung in the air.
Where is this town? It's summer and he needs a sweater? Jesus.
Gran's moving in meant that most of Luca's things had been crammed in the corner. Luca was somewhat annoyed by the situation. Gran's bed was undisturbed. Luca didn't mind that she had a habit of falling asleep in front of the fireplace. It meant that he could read late into the night.
He's a reader? Wow, he's a very terrible 12-year-old. Like me. Late night reading, these kids these days.
An array of prepared meals crowded the refrigerator, each labeled with the day of the week. A pair of dull scissors, a broken
Are we really leaving all of this open?
glue, and some loose string.
Another little charm thingy. Collecting quite a lot. Can I turn, like, we're wasting electricity and... Okay, we're just gonna leave that on.
The only piece of furniture Gran had brought when she moved in was an old hutch.
Not the bed? I'm still disturbed that I can't turn off the sink.
Oh my, this is quite exciting. I am now certain that you are the one I've been waiting for all these years.
The book or the author is talking to me, and
Coy regarding the use of charms earlier. Excuse me, I tend to have a flair for the dramatic. You are about to encounter your first turning point. There are certain times in this tale when everything hinges on a single word. Step forth, dear reader. A sturdy old wheelbarrow. Young Luca would spend hours hiding in the bushes, waiting for a chance to jump out and startle his mother. She always enjoyed humoring him by feigning terror. A beginner's guide to gardening laid open on the bench.
Grandma looks fucking cool.
The less Gran knew, the better for everyone involved.
Okay. We were just gonna go ponder, hide, or chill.
We were just gonna go chill for the day.
Okay, that's the mechanic.
The best lies are built on truth.
We're sticking to what we're good at.
Easy. Impressive. You've managed to navigate your first turning point without too much of a mess. That is the power of charms. A single word can change everything. I think it's time to introduce you to the Chronicle.
Oh boy. This, I will say, the narrator as tutorial is quite heavy-handed. Personally, little heavy-handed. I feel like there are more organic ways.
You've made.
you could have done than explaining it to me. This feels like being explained a board game, you know?
You can see the turning point, which has been revealed. At any time, you can use the Chronicle to go back and invoke different charms, creating new branches. Luckily for us, this is the one and only turning point where the charms won't dramatically alter fate. It's the perfect opportunity to experiment with rewriting things.
And I'm guessing it's telling me that I have to. Okay. Go hide for the day. What if we said hide?
Just gonna go hide for the day. Traditionally, when one is trying to hide something, they avoid literally using the word hide. All's well that ends well.
Okay. She doesn't care. And if I switched it to ponder.
We were just gonna go ponder for the day. This was Luca's chance to sell his alibi. Nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. And yeah, she didn't give a fuck. Cool. Let me just like reset it to what I originally did, just because I don't know, I feel like I should. But like,
We were just gonna go chill for the day. But best lies are built on truth. Easy.
okay, cool. Next thing, get into trouble. All right. I still can't close the fridge, and oh, that bothers me so much. Oh boy. Dang it.
For a town that saw a few visitors, the welcome was perhaps more grand than necessary.
Smooth.
Chapter 2. Welcome to Beacon Pines. For many years, this valley had been a small mining outpost. It wasn't until Sharper Valentine built his fertilizer company that Beacon Pines was established. Over the next 30 years, the town had grown and prospered, until the foul harvest and his sudden death. In the 6 years since, everyone was simply trying to get by.
Okay, there's some kind of festival. All right.
Mayor Augustus Valentine was not busy. Flustered, Gus instinctively loosened his tie.
Okay. This guy looks like an asshole.
William Kerr was the CEO of Perennial Harvest Company.
An asshole.
He had become a fixture around town over the past few years. After the failing of Valentine fertilizer, the town was hungry to welcome a new source of employment.
No, it is not. That is a That is a predatory smile. That doesn't have sharp teeth, but it might as well. Ooh, shit. Okay, guess I can't go there. Ooh, what's this? Ah, looking cool. All right. Hanging out next to the very small bridge.
Mr. Sinclair continued snoring and lifted one eyelid just enough to see who it was.
And then promptly paid him no mind.
A tactic he often used to avoid undesirable conversation.
Called it. Okay. How mean.
He pulled a pen from the pocket of his sweater vest and began to frantically jot something down on a clipboard.
I know, gentrification to extreme. Okay. He's a simp. For the corporation. Oh, did I leave Discord open? Shit. Hold on a sec. What up? What's going on? Hold on a sec, sorry y'all.
Hardcore!
I mean, that's a way to...
Alright! Yeah!
God, that one has to be one of my favorite and least... It will be one of my least favorite, at least. I know, if we're going to change the town, that does sound rather ominous. Any giant corporation that moves into a former mining town has got bad news bears. Ugh, excuse me. Oops, excuse me. I have to respond to this. Okay, I'm going to close this so it goes to my phone instead, hopefully. Jeez, the world is intense. Yes, it is. Why are we doing it? Oh, that was not...
Pete stopped scribbling and glanced up from the clipboard.
What? That's fucking creepy. Can I go inside? Nope. Okay. Well, I guess we'll follow our friend who is not here. Ah. Mission control authorized personnel only. Well, guess where that is.
Whenever Luca saw his dad's chair by the pond,
That was a painful survey, wasn't it? Yeah.
it reminded him of the days they'd pack up a couple of sandwiches and fish until sundown.
Uh-oh. Well, sad face. Here we go.
Luca opened the tackle box and picked the perfect bait.
Tickle or junk? What?
Luca gently baited a feather onto the hook. Good for skimming the surface.
Okay. A feather is not what I would use, but okay, sure. Oh, I have to actually... Oh, fuck, okay. All right.
Luca gently baited. Good for skimming.
What? What am I do? How do I reel it in? I'm confused.
Luca tied a shoestring to the hook. What fish could resist a nice shoestring?
Okay. Oh, okay, you hold it down. All right. Oh, it snapped. Okay, I am not sure how this works.
What fish could resist?
I mean, I guess when they're anthropomorphic animals, you probably shouldn't put another anthropomorphic animal at the end of your... Nice.
Luca gently baited a good for skimming.
Okay. What does this do then? Oh, rubber duck. Okay. I know, caught a shoe with the shoestring. Isn't that great? I told you it'd turn up. Where are we heading out to find more? Ah, back to the present time. Well, that was mildly sad, as they will continue to be, I'm sure.
The boys had a good thing going. As long as they kept old Jeff happy, they had an endless source of precious materials to add to the treehouse.
Okay. Ah, and that's the exit. I see.
Luca's father had passed. Rollo became obsessed with them building their own Hank atomic star scraper.
What the hell is that?
It was some time before Luca realized it was Rollo's way of keeping him occupied. On certain nights, when the clouds were just right, the boys could tune into strange patterns of static. Rollo thinks it's aliens. He always thinks it's aliens.
Nope. Oh, so what's down the trap then? Oh, they're both the same. Oh, one's outside to the deck. I see. Okay, yeah.
Luca looked up at the satellite dish. Rollo nearly killed himself putting that up into the tree. While it didn't turn the radio into an interstellar communicator, as he'd hoped, it did at least boost the signal enough to overhear truckers one town over.
I like the plunger ray gun at the top of the thing there.
Luca's winter coat decommissioned for the summer. With the cold holding out longer than usual, he reconsidered its usefulness.
The hell is the foul harvest? I'm confused by this. Like, they're talking about it, the way they've talked about it so far is that it's like something bad happened and then the owner of the company, who I'm assuming is like the mayor's father, died. But like, what was it? Okay, we're bringing Mom back into this. I don't know what Mom has to do with the plant, but all right. Okay. You ran a little too fast, too far, huh? Oh, there's a little town. The Beacon. Yeah, because it's Beacon Pine, so it's, yeah, all right.
Wilder ran the local paper of record, the Beacon.
Aha.
Miss Hatch could often be found near the fountain, too absorbed in a book to be distracted.
The two wandered down the wooded path unaware of the danger ahead. Oh, that sounds ominous.
Luca could see the morning regulars nestled in their booths at the Early Bean.
The Early Bean. Huh. Can you go inside? Nope. What's up this way? Oh, let's shoot. Excellent. You never do what you don't love. You'll never work a day in your life. Well, yeah. That's kind of how that works. Oh.
Oh, right. Rendezvous with Roxy. This is an important turning point.
Oh.
The first time where your charms will change the course of fate. And currently, we only have one suitable charm at our disposal.
Interesting. Okay.
We can always return later using the Chronicle once we find more charms. Well, now I'm just rambling. Where were we?
Oh, that's a bold-faced lie. And she's gonna catch you in it. Wow, he's really oblivious to this, isn't he? Stand around and be useless. Oh, Jesus. This is gonna go well. Yeah, he figured it out. There he goes. Well, get into trouble indeed. Uselessly. Okay, so the foul harvest literally is turning crops bad. I was to say, when do I get to use the thing, but...
Roxy took a step toward him, cracking her knuckles.
She's gonna leave him a beat down? Like, what the fuck?
Luca knew he had one chance to save his friend from being dragged home.
Literally dragged. Oh, okay. I don't think this is gonna go well.
The best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little chill.
Yeah, how do I get the feeling that the snazzy CEO is involved in this? Absolutely. Well, that didn't work. Nailed it. Nope. She says nope. Just ruined, rotted, destroyed. Nope.
A bit much, if you ask me.
Oh, okay. Things I didn't think was actually gonna make a difference. Can't look at the fountain? Okay. Oh, it's a little bat! Their name is Dawn! Oh my god. That's fucking adorable.
Had dreams of becoming a big-time reporter. At night, she searched for the story that could be her big break. By day, she hawked papers at the newsstand.
Oh. She is fucking adorable. I'm keeping my ears up. Oh. Oop, okay. Don't touch the grass, I guess. Go that way. Cakes and... Ooh, no touching. What? No touching. Slap. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm from New England. Ice cream is year-round. Bert. I keep slapping... Oh, I can't do it again. Okay. Before we go up to the right, there is one more place I want to check. Hold on. Because if I go back out this way... Oop, stuck.
The road leading to Beacon Pines was long and uninspiring. A sort of natural barrier for the impatient.
Which I guess we are also impatient, so we're not going to bother. Curious.
He knew that if he gave up now, he'd never hear the end of it from Rollo.
Okay, can't follow him.
Jeff's hardware closed down about a year ago. The effects of the foul harvest stretched wide. When there are no crops in the field, tractors don't need fixing.
Ooh, okay. Whew. Food is consumed. Why do I get the feeling that he is the hots for grandma? Called it.
Promise Gran regretted the second it was made.
Yep. Okay, you are talking to a 12-year-old child, sir. Oh, come on, stop.
The phone booth was brand new. Part of Perennial Harvest's initiative.
It's true, though.
It didn't see much use.
I mean, it is a phone booth. Oh, there's a little bird. Oh, darn, I missed the bird. Small child named Joey. And Joey isn't a Joey? That hurts. Okay, so there are no bugs, there are no fish, there are no crops. I'm concerned about this place and everything. Digishell, they are memes. I have finally managed to make memes and stickers happen. Feel free to make use of them.
It appeared to be deserted.
Yeah, this is really creepy as fuck.
Path led into a small hollow at the edge of Weepwood.
Oh. Oh.
The fence thrummed with a gentle electric buzz. Luca often asked himself what Rollo would do, so that he could rule out that option.
I mean, yeah, don't fucking touch it.
Luca
Don't.
knew that if he gave...
All right, well, I missed going the other direction. Ooh, what's this?
As sparks flew from the fence, the light atop that section shut off. 2 bulbs remained.
Oh. Oh, I have... Okay. Zoom.
1 more to go.
I stumbled across this. What if I go this way? Nope. Okay. What if I go to the right? There is nothing to the right. Okay.
The fence's buzzing gave way to silence. Every kid in town knew the old Valentine fertilizer building. Long abandoned, the warehouse once served as the industrial heart of Beacon Pines. Now, it stood only as a reminder of things left behind. The dormant building showed strange signs of life. There was only one way to find out.
I feel like as a child you should not be doing this, but okay.
The water looked almost diseased. It flowed slowly into the woods.
The trees are also like purple. That's not what trees are supposed to look like, so this is the perfect time for it to be... Oh, come on.
It's locked.
Thank you, Nancy.
Luca thought he heard faint sounds coming from the other side of the door. He pressed his ear against the cold metal to hear better. The sound of footsteps grew louder.
You should hide.
It's locked.
Oh. Hazmat suit. Shit. Shit. Thank you. Well, I knew this game couldn't be completely serious all the time.
The heavy steel door knocked Luca to the ground. Disoriented, he looked up to see an imposing figure silhouetted in a green glow. It lunged toward him. He tried to scramble away, but felt a gloved hand latch onto his ankle. Luca watched his fingernails leave trails in the dirt as the hand slowly dragged him back through the door, into the lab, into the green light.
That's fucking dark. This is a story about change? Shit, this took a
Story about
turn.
It was far from the sort of change Luca imagined for himself. But change is, after all, a dangerous animal. The end?
Fuck, okay.
I probably should have warned you about this. There are many paths that our story can take. Most will end in tragedy, but don't let that discourage you. We will find the ending that this story deserves. I just know it. From here on out, a charm will have a checkmark when it's been used to its full potential at a given turning point.
Okay, yeah, but in the meantime, a child has just been murdered.
Now, let's try something different.
Yes, please. Shit. We can go back here and say shit. the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little shit.
In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little shit.
This game. Did she just? He just came up and hit her. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This deserves something special, I have to say.
Hardcore! Hardcore is a mega!
This kid!
Alright, yeah!
Oh my fucking god. Ew, alright. What have you done? You just... she's not bothered. She's like, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Oh, knocked over the little guy.
Solomon Valentine.
Ah.
Ward of and future successor to the Valentine fortune, huffed as he brushed off his pants.
Ah, so he's one of those assholes. Okay. Why is this small child speaking in, like, our too proper language for itself? Your grandmother has taken residence to keep house? Bitch, you're American in a small mining town. I don't care about your quote-unquote fortune. You ain't talking like a fucking Brit, alright?
Solomon trifled a gesture toward the approaching heiress Valentine.
Eris. Their name is Eris. Yep, okay. Strolls are for fuck, alright, you know, just dig it deeper, why don't you? You're a Valentine now? Adopted? Well, that's a thing. Do I have to listen to this guy again? Fuck. Oh, literally just said, fuck you. That's what I don't understand. Like, is their name really Eris? Like, he's gonna go touch the fence right now, isn't he? Don't do it. You fucking dumbass. Yeah, because I already done it before.
As the glowing windows of the old warehouse came into view, Rollo began to bounce excitedly.
Whoa. All right, child. Oh no. It would be my honor to throw you in the trash. Oh boy. Walkie-talkies covered in sludge. That was Bad News Bears. Is it a body? That looks like a body bag. Okay.
The boy sat petrified under the weight of the bag.
This is very dark, very fast. I mean, the last one did kind of... Yeah, fucking Christ.
Rollo felt around at the large sack which burdened them. He snapped off a tag from just within a small zipper opening in the bag. Rollo held the badge up to a faint shaft of light within the dumpster.
Oh, yeah. That's not what's in there, sweetie. Yes. Why, how are you saying calm? There's a body on fucking top of you. Yeah, holy fuck. Okay. That is a body part. If you hear me yell, run. If you don't run, haul ass. Okay, congratulate yourselves after you get to safety. How about that, kids?
Lucas sat in the dark, tracking the sound of Rollo's footsteps as he ran. 1, 2, 3. He pressed his ear to the dumpster wall, straining to hear Rollo's footsteps as they faded away. 15, 16, 17. He tried not to think about the contents of the dumpster as he counted. 35, 36, 37. The thick stench.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't run away at this point. Like, together, just fucking help each other out here.
Long enough. Luca carefully lifted the lid and peered out. Nothing. No sign of Rollo. No sign of the man in the yellow suit. Time to haul ass.
Time to haul ass indeed.
Dumpster stumbling to his knees. He was up like a shot and running, sprinting toward home as fast as he could. Beacon Pines flew by, blurred by the tears that welled up in his eyes. He wouldn't remember getting home at all that night. Throwing his front door open, storming up the stairs to his room, and surrendering to sleep almost as abruptly as he hit his pillow. Chapter 3.
Happy guitar chord. Chapter 3. What? Okay. I'm going to take a very short break because I want another drink. I will be literally right back. Like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom, take a drink real quick. He should shower after that. Absolutely. He touched a dead body and was in toxic sludge. That's a problem on a lot of levels. Fuck Christ. Okay, we're back. I have a drink, and it's a drink. Like, I got gin in it because this game, the fuckery, needs to be dealt with. Like, whew, okay. And yeah, no, I'm gonna try to fix that so that it will play somehow. I'm not sure exactly how, but I'm gonna try to fix that. So yeah.
The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
There's a phone. Ooh, apparently there's a phone. Hmm? What?
Gran's brow furrowed.
Oh no.
She let out a long sigh. Her voice was quiet and even.
This is ominous. Okay. I knew I should have closed it. God damn it. I even got achievement unlocked born in a barn. Cool. No reason to play with those then. I assume going into the backyard is fine. Given that it's fenced in and, you know, our yard or whatever. There's not anything to do. Do I have to break the rules? I might have to break the rules.
A faint electronic sound floated in the air.
Oh? Oh, the walkie-talkies! Oh my god! I forgot. Okay, I just got chills down my spine.
Luca glanced at the now silent walkie-talkie. He wasn't sure what to think.
Oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this. Ah! Oh shit, Roxy. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh no, oh fuck. Oh fuck.
A pit formed in Luca's stomach. Luca's mouth felt dry.
Why is he lying so much? Oh, this is not good.
Luca could feel his heart beating in his throat.
But I'm not supposed to leave. I wasn't supposed to leave. This is bad. I'm gonna get yelled at by Grandma. What? Toby? But your name was Pete yesterday. Getting creepy.
Toby looked up from the clipboard excitedly.
Creepy? Ah, okay. So Eris Valentine is the mayor's sister. I thought they were potentially husband and wife or something. Oh, good. Lesbian couples. We love this. Yay. I love this. So who's their daughter? Wow, alright. This girl's book is fucking prophetic. Doesn't even see the danger. He's a no shit. Roger that, Space Cadet.
It was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Mycological phosphorescence. The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics, most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs.
Come on, come on, come on.
There were rarely any actual new additions. Simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Wow, that's a fucking mood. I feel attacked.
Oh, the cobs I've eaten. A salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous. Sally Seashore's simple succulent sundries. Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Ah, see? It helps to click on everything.
The Methods and Ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu, one of the greatest acting minds of our time, by Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Little indulgent. I just got achievement unlocked, nerd.
Otto volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject, making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge.
He's a librarian. Got it.
If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing. Kato was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title, Introduction to Melitology.
What's that? Oh my god, he's adorable. Look at that penguin.
He gestured to the shelves.
Bees? Okay, then what else do I do? Talk to this one.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections. She would tell you she prefers it that way. Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably. Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
Okay. Concept. All right. Aha.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
Destroyed their wealth and reputation, but they have a fortune somehow?
The mansion loomed over every other building in town, both figuratively and literally.
Ugh, rich people. My mom said I should help, right? Seriously. I don't know what to do with this can. We have a can. Puddle?
Luca
Of goo?
felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Poke it with a stick. All right.
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood.
Oh, okay. Not expected.
First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals. As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
No shit. Oh, good. Iggy, why do you have to be you? Oh, he's a grade A asshole. Iggy, I'm gonna say this once. Don't talk about my family. I have a feeling fight is one of the two options that I've got here.
His sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
Time to bust out the tickle or the strange. The tickle? The tickles? You just tickle them to... Let's try what happens when I tickles.
Time to bust out the tickles. Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms. Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter. Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
Well, that's an interesting way of getting rid of bullies, but you know what? I'm here for it. She seems nice.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
Yeah, what's right, bitch?
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could. Chapter 4.
I have a feeling that might have gone differently.
The best policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Okay.
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching. Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca. In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Then I think it was a body. All right, well, good thing they knew which way is up. Just wow, okay.
Still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca. Roxy drew herself up. Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca. Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod. Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
This is kind of fucking weird.
He jumped with a start.
Ooh.
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
This music is
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder. Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
what's happening.
Lurking behind
Yeah,
his
okay.
eyes.
Yeah.
A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help. Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow. Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
What the fuck?
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
What the fuck? Okay.
Attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
What?
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth. The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss. As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet.
What the fuck?
The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end.
What the fuck? Okay.
Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more.
Again, like, I did not think this was okay.
Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
You know, after playing the council, I didn't think I was going to find something that plot-wise would be able to, like, surprise me. I am proven incorrect. Okay. Well, there's only one thing left. Somehow this went wrong. I mean, yeah.
Well,
Time to bust out the strange. Gonna take another big sip of my ginger, eh? Gin and ginger, baby.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
Ah, she's gonna freak them out.
At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach. Iggy's
Oh, fuck.
was drenched in the glowing ooze.
That child's gonna die now.
Iggy's voice began to slur as he struggled to get up.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Holy fuck. I don't think Iggy's gonna be okay, sweetie.
The strange ooze and what it did to Iggy. Was Rollo caught up in all of this?
Oh, good. You're here. Just the person we fucking needed. Little buddies at a time like this, darling? Oh, that's not a...
Beck glanced toward Luca. Rollo was safe. A wave of relief washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me.
You have bigger problems.
He hurried. He might just make it home before sundown.
The problem with this game is that the failure states that you hit are so fucking intense. You go back to this and he's like, my grandmother's gonna kill me because I left the house. And I'm like, there's a conspiracy in this town. Like, just fucking okay. Like,
Our harvest awaits.
that's an ominous title. Don't say that. Fucking Christ. Okay.
He opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Uh-oh. Where's Gran? Oh no.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea?
By the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?"
Bees?
Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one." Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it.
What?
The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. "Dad, I don't understand." "Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal." The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. "Dad, look out!" His father casually wound the reel. "None of it's your fault, you know. Never was." "Dad, we have to go." Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away.
This kid's dealing with some really deep-ass trauma.
"You have to run." The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. "That's the thing about fishing, Luca." His chest began to crystallize. "You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out." A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. "Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean?" The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Fucking okay.
Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie. Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Down here. Oh no.
This was coming through more clearly now.
Oh no.
The words were still just static. The signal went silent. Luca held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time. Rollo's voice began to fade. With that, the signal died for good. Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
I am afraid of this game right now.
A group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Ah, Grandma. our roles.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side. Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
Is she in on it, or is she like fighting against it?
The three shared
What's
a
happening?
determined look.
Are there multiple conspiracies in this town? Oh, fuck. Ooh, okay. Same kid, same. No shit, kid. Who was that? Change the sign. Rearrange the letters. Odd choice for prank.
The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
Okay. They're just out playing a prank. On some kind of sign. This game is really good. Fucking terrifying. I'm gonna hope I can sleep okay tonight. Like... Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket. He strained to hear as a muffled voice began. Fear gripped.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh god, oh no, oh no, oh god.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I don't know that I want to see this. Oh, that was significantly less bad than I thought. I thought it was going to be like rotted flesh and shit.
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger. Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
Oh no. The clipboards? Yep. Alright, the CEO has something to do with it. It's different now? Threatening? Two bits? Okay. Oh. Oh. That's creepy. Okay. Oh. I mean, the fucking... Okay.
Iggy slumped to his knees. Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window. Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face. Kerr's smile faltered.
Uh-oh.
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
You might want to use that, sweetie.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
I mean, okay.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. He swung the Mission Control Defense Cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr. Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Well done.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys. With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his
This is another bad end. Okay.
That escalated quickly.
No shit.
Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
Okay. Warehouse of Horrors. Oh, we're going back to that then.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. This game!
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I never actually changed. Okay, yeah, this is a little fine. I want to play this a little bit more. That's the problem. Oh, why does today have to be work day?
This morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
We've been here before. She's sending secrets in the jam. Yeah. Grandma's up to something.
Amber.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a new sticker for like suspicion stuff. But yeah. This is intense. Oh no, you're right. No, it was. I'm realizing that, like, you know, the amber thing is really good for like, wow, that was fucking creepy, and I feel like there should probably be one that's more like, thoughts. I don't know what that is though. I'm glad you're fucking alive, so here we go. He's such a fucking nerd. We're continuing to act like this is just a totally normal place at this point. This is...
Luca checked the soles of his sandals.
The bugs not being around is freaking me out.
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune.
Ah.
Had a way of making questions seem like demands. Mr. Wilder had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper. Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Curious. She leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek. Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably. Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam. She carefully lifted out her jars of jam. Mr. Tolliver. I don't remember where he was. Down this way, I think. Yeah, there he is. I can go into the museum. Ah, Sharper Valentine, a celebration of excellence.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it.
Okay, Elon.
He decided to grow that vision here, in Beacon Pines. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck. A scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Sharper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Sharper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Reverence Fund.
This feels biased. Okay. Unhelpful indeed.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple. With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell. He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
You're supposed to act like you're just taking the jam, sweetie.
Leaned in a bit further. Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Oh.
He reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam.
You're trying too fucking hard.
He leaned in for a final whisper.
Well, you were trying to be subtle, and you failed miserably. Now I gotta go talk to the guy who literally kidnapped us last time. I'm sure this will be fine.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
Suspicious.
Nuncreed snatched the basket from Luca.
Well, I'm sure she's gonna love that. Okay. What just happened? Well, still adorable and cute and not at all confusing and bad. Ah, here we are.
Beck locked eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate. Beck gave Luca a quick nudge.
She's one of those parents. Interesting way to meet. All right. Okay, guess I just do that then. Yep. Oh, who's this? An optimist, as I see.
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
He's not wrong, though. He ain't wrong. They're both garbage. Yup. Okay, finally we get a little bit of exposition to find out exactly what the foul harvest is, which we've heard a lot of reference to, but no clear explanation. Oh shit, or not.
Beck took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Don't bring up their work.
Chapter 4.
Is it a point of contention as much as it
Dinner with the Moodwills.
might be? Moodwills.
Ilona Moodwill was worried
Moodwill.
about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love. Couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that. Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence. Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes. Luca wiped his face with his sleeve. Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
He said work. Aha. Aha. Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh, she's the replacement, isn't she? Oh. Oh no.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
I think there's about to be a fight here.
Beck slammed her fist into the table. Perhaps harder than she intended. Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Okay, just add to the ominous things in this whole fucking game.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Okay.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Thunder or rain, I guess.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Ooh, this music's kind of good.
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds. At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Rip.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card. Luca flicked at one of the toggles. Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope. Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look. Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh. Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
That hurt more than I expected. Yeah, you jumped off the fucking bed.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window. Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
No.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night. Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
We're getting out some feelings today, huh?
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up. As abruptly as it began, the storm abated. Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
And that, I think, is where we will call it for tonight. Partial. Oh, wow, that just really closed right away. All right. Partially just because, like, yeah, I think that's a good place to end. Something a little more positive. Even if it was emotional and deep, you know, people dealing with things, but like, nobody died. Nobody died, which so far in this game is a good thing. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. I mean, I don't know. It is an interesting game. I will say that, like, the story is very engaging. The gameplay is not. There's not a whole lot to do exactly. It's not even really a puzzle, to be honest. At least I don't see it becoming one yet. Especially because I mean, I can't really tell, but if that tree, you know, that has the branches and everything, you have to pick the decision points along the tree branches. If that is the entire game, if that whole page is, then we're about halfway done, I think. I mean, there's probably going to be a bunch of branches and we're going to have to go back and do a bunch of different things, but like, it's not terribly difficult, you know? You just kind of go back and you do all things again. Like, it doesn't seem like it's going to be very difficult. It's still interesting. It's still terribly interesting. And yeah, as a story, this game is fucking wild. I, again, did not think that I was going to be able to top or even meet the council. I don't know that this is topping it exactly, but at the very least, it's meeting my expectations back to the council. That's for sure. I mean, I don't think anything can quite out-weird the council. And I don't think anything can, even if it's trying to. I don't think it can. But, like, this is pretty fucking crazy. Yikes. Okay. But that's it for today. That is it for today. I will stream this more on Thursday night at 8 p.m. In the meantime, I want to thank my subscribers for following me and subscribing to the channel. Your support means a ton. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. I also want to thank my followers. The support that you give is also really important. If you hit that follow button, you'll be notified whenever I go live. And if you'd like to be notified ahead of time before I go live, you can follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Twitter, and Instagram. I usually post day of, a couple hours before I start streaming, so usually around 12 to 4, somewhere in that range, whenever I have time. If you want the most up-to-date things on what's happening with the stream, you can follow the Discord. The link is right here in the chat. You can go ahead and click that. You'll get an invite to our Discord channel. It's a nice little community that we have nice little chats about little bits of everything, memes, what games we're going to play, things like that. This was another game that was part of a poll. It was a choice between this and Monkey Island 2, so we decided to go with Beacon Pines as a group. So if you want to say in what the channel does next, that's the best place to do it. There's also a lot of really great support and just really nice chill chatting, so I highly recommend it personally. I also want to point out my YouTube channel over there, BOSTrophyWife on YouTube. It has my entire stream archive dating back to my first ever stream. So if there's ever anything you want to catch up on or check and see if I've streamed it, that is the best place to do it. Of course, all Twitch VODs are up for 2 weeks here on Twitch. So if you missed one stream, no worries, you can catch it here if it's not yet uploaded on YouTube. And then finally, I have a tip jar on Ko-fi. The link is right here in the chat. Go ahead, click that, and you'll be brought to my little tip jar page. A little thing you would like to leave me if possible, you know, a couple bucks here if you want to support me, but you can't subscribe right now, or if you're already a subscriber and you'd like to support me further, that's a really great way to do it. So that's it for our stream tonight. I don't know how else to end this, because this game is fucking wild. So I guess we'll just keep digging the hole deeper on Thursday. It can only get weirder, huh? Can only get weirder. Anyway, thank you all. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.